Let me tell you something that really chaps my ass. Hey, I'm Billy Burns. Let me tell you what chaps my ass. Recently, there was a big old train wreck in Philadelphia. An Amtrak train, a government-subsidized train. I would almost say that Amtrak had become a tentacle of the government, the federal Leviathan, if you will, because there is no goddamn way that 19th century technology would still be working without an infusion of taxpayer cash. And I know that so-called progressives patterned themselves after the early 20th century, you know, Woodrow Wilson, Charles Darwin, Margaret Sanger, all the original progressives. What they began the progressive era and about the turn of the century, the 20th century, so around 1900, which is why they are so enamored of the technology of 1900. Passenger trains, pretty popular in 1900, as was snail mail. I have this thing now called email, a pretty newfangledy thing. Been around, I guess, like 20 years. And, you know, it's instantaneous.
You've got mail.
You can type it on a keyboard. You don't have to write it in cursive. No trees need to be killed to create the paper. It's digital. It's this new technology. It's the interwebs, the www.com up in here. You can just type your message on your keyboard. You can see it on like a little mini TV thing. Press send, and the other guy can see it in a matter of seconds. I was working in an office on a construction project. I was in the office, and I would send an email to the guy next to me, because you have to for archival purposes, and I could hear it go ding, 2 seconds on his computer, 2 seconds after I sent it. But progressives want you to write in cursive on a piece of paper, put it in an envelope, give it to the government, pay them, 41 cents now? I don't know. I haven't sent a mail. I haven't sent a snail mail letter with a stamp on it since, well, it was pre-Lewinsky. I know it was that. So it would have been 97. B.J. Clinton was president at the time, and that's the last time I sent a snail mail letter. They love these ancient technologies. Steam trains, we're going to ride the steam trains to California, and then I'm going to give you a snail mail letter I wrote in cursive. Well, wait a minute. There's a big old government-subsidized labor union that votes Democrat. Oh, I see. That's why it's essential infrastructure. So what else can we revive from the 19th century? Ice wagons. Because, you know, I have a friend from Chicago, and when I opened up the refrigerator, he says, "Hey, what you got in the ice box?" And I said, "Icebox? Are you a Democrat?" And he goes, No, I'm a Libertarian. I'm Johnny Rocket. And I'm like, oh, because they haven't been ice in them ice boxes since the 1920s, Johnny. That's when that Edison feller created that electricity, which I'm sure put the Lamplighters Union out of business. And no doubt they were progressives too. So if they still had those guys with the long sticks going around lighting the gas lamps up and down the street, you know, and it's like the President of the United States said, well, you know, the reason we got unemployment is because, you know, they got those kiosks now and they have those automated teller bank machines. Well, we should just go into a bank like Jesse James with a Patterson Colt and tell the teller to stick them up and give me some gold double eagles. Oh, no, we can't. There aren't any more gold double eagles. A progressive president seized them all and melted them down. Then he spun them into wire to make centrifuges to make nuclear weapons. All the gold in Fort Knox melted into wire. Create wire for centrifuges to make nuclear weapons during World War II. That's what happened to it all. So yes, we need to revive the Lamplighters Union, the Ice Wagon Drivers Union, and we need to give them fair living wages. And they need medical benefits. And the handsome cabs, you know, because giddy up, go girl. We can go down to Broadway and see a play at the Gaslit Theater, and you know, the Folies Vergères. Maybe they'll dance the can, and then we can get out and we can get on the Amtrak train and ride it all the way to Norfolk, Virginia. And perhaps we could, you know, have the slaves entertain us after. Why not? Democrats were slave owners. All this crappy old technology needs to go. It needs to be replaced. So here's what we need to do. Boycott the post office, boycott Amtrak, and watch them collapse. Just refuse to send any mail or take any mail. Because, you know, I opened my mailbox on my street, and I wish I could just go rip that thing out and throw it in the government dump. But you're not allowed to. If you own that house, you are required to have that federal mailbox in the planter strip by your sidewalk, because the mail guy ain't going to walk up to your door and push it through the slot anymore. They have a truck with a steering wheel on the wrong side so that they can reach out and stick the mail in your thing. Seriously, they got the steering wheel on the right-hand side like an English car, and they drive in this crappy little van creating global warming. Now, just think how we could stop the global warming. Here, we could get rid of all the USPS mail trucks. Well, think how many tons of carbon that would get rid of. I got another one. With this interweb thing, get rid of all the government school buses and just have all the kids learn online. You could just stay home, and then your mom could feed you a hot lunch and breakfast, and I wouldn't have to. And then there wouldn't be any of these school buses causing global warming. Then you could get rid of the teachers union. Full stop. Oh, no. The school marms and the ice wagons and the steam trains and the Pony Express bringing you a snail mail letter. Jesus Christ on a stick. I wish it would just all go away. Get with the 21st century. Get rid of it all. And that's what really chaps my ass.